What's up, guys? Welcome to the second week of me as the new co-host on the weekly Dragon Quest Tact podcast with Platt and Chase. Here's my co-host.
Brr, Platypus!
God, we don't even practice that. I just throw him at him every time, and he picks up on it. Guy's a genius. Okay.
How much of my gross background can you see?
Let me see. I don't even have your whole thing in view.
Don't worry, I'll pull up the podcast.
Let's see. Oh yeah. No, I mean we got Nick Cage over your shoulder, and you got some Pokemon over on the other one. You got your mic in your face like a little Schwanz or something, which is kind of weird. But
like for example, I just have a sponge sitting like 3 feet from my face, and like I have like because my cat's pissed on the floor yesterday, so I still have all my cleaning supplies and shit out.
I'm in this weird situation since, believe it or not, for some fucking reason, there are more people in your chat than mine. So now, like, not only am I dealing with like kind of, like, like getting your cam to actually come on my Streamlabs because it seems weird. So I have to have that in its own window, and then now I've got chat in my. So I need to be able to see my chat and then your chat, and it's just kind of like I'm only seeing half of my OBS screen.
And you know what? More me.
Exactly.
More Plat.
Yeah. I like to give the little guys like you a chance too, a little room to shine.
I'm big where it counts, Chase.
All right. So, dude, what do we talk about this week?
This is your job. I show up. I bring the audience. You tell me what to talk about.
So it's best friends week or day. I don't know. Which one was it? Did you see the Twitter post last night?
I see. I get a notification on my phone for every tweet they do, because I just don't want to risk missing something. But yeah, they also tweeted today about the Cave of Trials, so that's fun.
Just a generic.
It's National
like,
Best Friend
thing.
Day. Who's your? It's what's kind of weird. Who's your best friend monster who will always be in your team? They showed a picture of Nightclubber and Boss Troll. It's kind of weird monster choice.
Yeah. With a big typo on it, right?
Does it actually have a typo?
Yeah, I can't remember what it is exactly, but it's like it's
Who's your best monster friend? He'll always be in your team.
I think you're piecing that together. I don't think that's what it said.
Let's take a look. I'm looking at it right now on my stream. It's National Best Friend Day. Who's your best monster friend? He'll always in your team.
Yeah.
He'll always in your team. Damn, you're absolutely right. That's like that Morpheus thing. It's like, what if I told you read the first sentence wrong? It's what I if told you. Like, oh God, Morpheus.
Yeah. Let me see. Oh yeah, so the Twitter. Yeah, I didn't check it today. It's for some reason they just put up another post about the Cave of Trials, which. Okay.
I really wish they gave so here's the thing. They gave us a roadmap, right? And the roadmap was incredible. But they haven't updated. It was like they haven't updated it. Or they haven't like reposted it. Like Disgaea RPG, which is a game that I personally don't like, but it gets a monthly event list, right? They bring out an event list for everything that's going to happen in a month, and they get way more content than we do. Like every week they have, I would say it's too much. Like there's a point where it's like there's just too much going on at any given point.
Are they catching up?
Maybe I don't know. I just watch a YouTuber, so I don't really know what it's like in game.
Oh, okay.
But I just know it's like there's always like 5 events going on, and it's like they're short 1 week events, and then a bigger month-long event. But man, yeah, like here, according to this, like I'm looking at the timeline right now. New in June, hard chapters 3 to 4 we got new high difficulty content, which is Orochi Trials. We got new stages and regular battle roads. We got, and then Summerfest. So we got kind of. That means we might not get new content until July. We might have a month of having exactly what we have in the game. If Summerfest doesn't add more to it, which I assume it will.
This isn't summer. This feels like I kept looking at the announcement. I'm like, this is the lead up to Summerfest, right? Because this isn't an event. It's a login bonus. The login bonuses are very nice. And then like
I love getting skip tickets every day in Herbs.
And a week of just being able to do the Tome event. Honestly, I'm less excited about it because I don't have the gold to use it. But anyway, a week just towards Tome event is fine. But when did this start? Like the third or fourth? Like they're giving us 11 days of the tome event. That's cool, but like I don't want to log in and use skip tickets on the tome event every day, and that's only, I mean the only content they put in was Cave of Trials, and I mean you seem to be on the exact same page as me. Like you can do it if you want, but the average player, like anybody that's actually seeking advice here, like if you're saying like you're wrong, it doesn't work for me, like, well, you're not who I'm talking to. I'm talking to casuals and noobs and stuff. Casuals should not be touching the Cave of Trials right now. It's a flat out bad idea.
Well, it's a flat out bad idea for everybody in the entire game, no matter what, right now, because there's a tome event going on. Go get your tomes. When there's an equipment event going on, do it. I know that you only have 10 times a week, but if you're not clearing 8, 9, or 10, like maybe 7, I don't know. But if you're not clearing 7, 8, 9, 10, then just use your 20 stamina and go get yourself some tomes.
And the thing is,
you need infinite of those.
Yeah, it's got to be at least 7 for it to be worth the stam. And at 7, I don't know what the chances are. I'm not going to break it down, but I mean, you've got a high failure rate. I mean, there's 10 rounds at least that you have to survive a crit. Yeah,
you don't need to if you're a whale or a dolphin with well allocated resources, you can just brute force it. You don't need to use poison strats on 7.
Yeah.
But like once I get 2 orbs in my sorrow, I think I can probably handle it because I'll have a 3 awakened Zoma, I'll have a 2 awakened Sorrow, and I have other just really powerful units. So I think I'll be able to just straight up farm 7 without having to use poison strats. But like that's still not probably the average player.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean you got to survive crits. You got to land and venomate. Like, first of all, this is all assuming that you have Hell Gladiator. If you only have King Bubble Slime, dude, you have 2 rounds to run to land and venomate with only the 1/4 reduction. That's insane.
I would say King Bubble Slime I don't think is mandatory. I do think Hell Gladiator is essentially mandatory.
Exactly. That's if you want a reasonable chance, yeah.
And luckily he's generic. And like we do forget, I don't know, maybe we don't forget, but there is a Bodkin Archer that is getting a big update, in 6 months or whatever. Mm-hmm. But like he has a poison arrow at range 3, so he can, if you have a formation, you could put him in a King Bubble Slime slot and you could keep trying to poison with him as well.
Yeah.
So you could he's like a bad King Bubble Slime, but you could at least attempt that. So
there will be a couple of maps where his range will allow, like if you're in a cover formation, I think there are situations where it's hard to, like the Prustless fight, trying to poison some of the things with KBS, it's not quite in the right spot. The Archer, I don't know if his range is 3 only, or if it's 1, 2, 3 spots.
No,
but
it's always there's not any ranges in the game that are a range of ranges, if that makes sense. Everything is always a set range.
It's always the max, right? Well, the heals are different. The heals are 1 or 2.
You're right. Things that aren't attacks. All the buff spells can have a range 1 to 2 or whatever. 1 to 3.
I can't think of anything.
Kabuff is really far, but I don't think I've seen an attack with a varied range.
Yeah, no, you're right. Let me see. No, we were talking about the Twitter before. Do you want to go over what our favorite monster best friend is? The chat wants to know.
Yep. Let's take a look at it. Let's see what they give. I already have my monster best friend, but I don't have anyone that will always in my team. Let's take a look here. I don't have. First, I like that they say he. That implies that there are no female monsters. He'll always in your team. So not only are there no female monsters, if there is a monster you think is female, they're not allowed to be picked, or at least females aren't allowed to be your best friends, which I understand.
I think you can have female monsters, but they're not allowed to fight.
Yeah, they have to. They're there just for the grinding of the rank up mats for your actual S tiers.
I was watching abroad in Japan. That's a YouTuber. I'm not like, I don't like watch all of his videos, but he's had a couple of them that are really interesting, like 10 things you can't do in Japan and stuff like that. And one of his videos, he said like Japan is like still sexist. Like I can't remember. There was I think it was like the Olympics thing. Like they had like a female leader on it. And they're like, well, this is fine as long as she doesn't talk too much, because we know that women can't stop talking.
That is, like,
Whoa.
I'm offended at that. My ex coworker Caleb Wolcott says they them. Please refer to the monsters as they them. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
I
love.
Let's take a look here.
I'm glad that you picked up on that right away. Now you have to refer to them as work associates.
Yes, ex work associates.
Yeah.
I worked for his mom. All right, so let's come back here. What is my best friend monster? Now, you could take this a lot of directions. Am I talking about which monster do I like the most? Or am I talking about which monster I'd most likely want to hang out with?
Yeah.
Or am I talking about which monster I would feel I could rely on? I don't know. Because, like, there's a world where I pick Sorrow, but I don't want to hang out with Sorrow. I don't trust Sorrow, but I always want him on my team.
Yeah.
But King Bubble Slime is my favorite that I always want on my team because he's adorable, but I have a feeling that he might smell bad. They'll call me crazy.
Yeah.
I think maybe, honestly, it might seem lame. I think there's a chance it's Emperor Slime. And for no other reason that I think this guy covers the tab, you know? I think this guy, he's literally an emperor. He's in charge of all the slimes. People aren't asking, you know, how much. He's just buying it.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like, because he was made out of diamond, like, here, let me take care of the bill. Like, just chip a little bit off. Like, here, this.
No. I think his status, like, he's literally king emperor of all the slimes with his own domain and stuff. I think.
Isn't that one of the story characters though too? Like the king. There's a king slime with like the weird beard in the story. Isn't he the?
Yeah, but I don't know if he's not allowed to be in my team, so I don't think I could.
Is there
if
a
they
king
add him
and then
to the
an
game,
emperor for slimes?
Oh my god. Well, I mean, their actual social structure makes no sense, I don't think. But imagine if they add the big bearded guy, the big bearded king from the story, or Magellan. Like, if they add Magellan as an F rank, I would max that fucker out. I don't even care if they make it a gotcha F rank. I would fucking get Magellan.
And then, I mean, we need what? Red Rum? What's this guy from Chapter 18? Red Crim?
From what?
I was making a joke. Red Rum, that's from The Shining.
That's murder? That's murder, yeah.
Yes, in the mirror, yes, you can see it. But only some of the letters are backwards, so it's... whatever.
You know what? This is tough, because there's a lot of good monsters in the game. I think the monster that might fulfill every quota, one that I think might be cool to hang out with, one that I trust, one that I want on my team almost every time, and I think is, you know, just a chill dude. I think I might pick Stone Golem.
Oh yeah, I love the Golem.
Stone Golem, I think he's always got my back. You know, he keeps me safe. You know, he's obviously a bruiser. He's tough. I can make fun of him, and it won't hurt. You know, it won't bruise his ego, probably.
Well, I mean,
and honestly, he seems like a cool dude.
He's a guardian. You put him outside, you put him in your driveway, nobody's coming to bother you. That's what he does. He guards the gates of Cantlin. You know.
Yeah, I think Stone Golem might be my There was a time where I would have picked like Leary Loud or something, maybe as like my favorite cover tank. But man,
Leroy.
This guy has defense. All right, this guy has got more. I don't know if he doesn't have literally the most defense in the game, but he has the most defense as a cover. I think. Maybe like Armored Scorpion does, but I don't have Armored Scorpion. Plus, Armored Scorpion looks fucking stupid. Sorry if it's your favorite unit.
Stone Golem with the platinum armor is a flat 500.
I actually think Nightclubber has more defense at level 90, and I don't even have I have 0 orbs in my Nightclubber, and he's already at 512 defense. Nightclubber, if he did anything, like, he would be so good. Like, in a specific fight, let's take a look here. With Heavy, Frizz, and because I have a Max Awaken one, lucky me. Frizz and Sizz resistance, Max Nightclubber. If I had enough orbs to put 2 orbs in a shit unit, and I could put him in the Nightclubber, it would be interesting to see what content he'd be good in, because his defense is ridiculous. You get +3 modifier on this. This guy I mean, he'll take almost no damage from almost anything, right? I mean, Emperor Slime has the most defense, but it does. He has 4 HP, so it doesn't matter.
does he? I can't remember which one has more. Let me look. Sorry,
You know
it's
what? That's a great idea. Use a Nightclubber for the Orochi fight because we already know he just spins every single turn. That means this guy might be. I mean, the issue is Selfless does reduce damage like 40% or something, so that might be a big deal. But if I had if I had a level 110 Nightclubber with like the best armor on, I bet his defense gets up to almost like 700. I bet it's like 650 without any buffs already.
by the way.
Um,
Oh, by the way, like my Emperor Slime is only Awakening 1 and my Nightclubber is 3, but they're both level 90 and it's 472 on the Nightclubber and 393 on the Emperor Slime. So he actually has a significantly higher defense than the Emperor Slime. That's why I was saying like the Nightclubber and also like there are some really good beast units. His leader skill is beast physical potency by 20. Like I feel like that could in a niche situation put him over the edge. I feel like there
yeah,
could
I
be a
mean,
really good beast arena team with him in the future. Because I think there are some sick beast physical units coming in the future.
I'm actually impressed. Nightclubber could be an Orochi farming machine. Because he doesn't do any damage, but his defense might be so high that he doesn't need like you may not need a cover tank. Just put him up front, right? Where you'd have to put the Hell Gladiator where you normally put the Hell Gladiator. So it may not work just off that. But I think there are probably guides where you can yeah, I can see Nightclubber working in that fight because the biggest issue with that whole fight is the amount of physical damage going out.
Yeah. Although, I was seeing more playthrough videos. Apparently there's a strategy where you line up behind one of the stones and Orochi will just sit there and only scorch twice a turn. So I think...
Well, that would be weak as shit. Or does he do Fire Breath, right? Not.
Yeah, he just does Scorch twice a turn. Yeah, so you don't get Orochi to come down the middle, you get him to go to the right, and then only your first unit is getting hit by Scorch. So it seems to be a better method. Now at the end, you're still gonna have to take a few rounds of the tail and stuff like that when it gets boosted up. But yeah, that'll take out a lot of RNG.
If you have Sorrow, like I think you just can one shot the Prism Peacocks or the Highbirds that he summons. Maybe like if you can handle like the Highbirds aren't that bad. The reason they're so bad is because they fuddle and they get your cover tank to stop covering, right? Because they confuse Stone Golem. If you could just have a different strat for tanking where you're not needing a cover tank every single turn, I think there's a good chance that you could just handle the ads aren't that hard, right? Like I mean, okay, they are hard. I'm talking from a dolphin/whale perspective at this point.
Yeah.
I'm not talking from a casual player. But the ads aren't that hard if you are a day one player and you have things like Zoma because you saved and you rolled on that. Like I have a 3 Awakening Zoma, which is way better than I thought I would have. And he could 2-shot the ads. He can kill both the dragon ads by himself, no problem. While the other team just stands around and does nothing.
Yeah, by the way,
so the other two ads I could probably get as well. I
did the wrong banner one time, but it was the general pool banner, and I got fuck all for it, so...
I did one pull. I mean, I hope that short was enjoyable for people, because that took like 2.5 hours to edit. And then mostly because... that's mostly out of just, like, not knowing how to edit.
Dude, like, I feel bad now. Like, I've looked at, like, smaller YouTubers make videos, and, like, I don't edit. And I'm like, wow, what a lazy sack of crap. And now I'm doing it. I'm like, oh, the most basic editing is a giant pain in the butt, especially when you don't know what you're doing.
I just don't like. I find no editing way more enjoyable than heavy editing. It depended on the type of content, but like for like Northern Lion's like my favorite YouTuber, and he doesn't edit any of his fucking videos ever for anything. You know, and he's got like almost 1 million subs.
It definitely works for some formats better than others. Yeah.
Yeah, for like gaming and stuff where you're playing a game or you're talking about a game, I hate too many jump cuts in the middle of what you're trying to talk about. Maybe sometimes some jump cuts, you know, if you misspeak and you edit it back together or you're rambling too long, that's one thing. But yeah, I don't like heavy editing in most videos. But there are ones like educational videos, right? Like something like I'm watching. I just watched this documentary on how, I don't know, some product was made. Point is, like, without edits, that is literally an impossible thing to watch.
Yeah.
Like how to cut diamonds or something. It was like that.
Oh yeah. Well, the video I made just before this stream, like, it's, first of all, anybody watching it, like, I don't know, I wasn't super happy with it. Like, I just felt like I couldn't do it. But I did like 3 or 4 takes on it, and then every time it's like, either I screwed it up or like I rambled so much that I lost my own train of thought, and I was just sitting there going, and then I ended the video. I'm like, you know what? I could try to like fix it and come back in at the end, but first of all, I wasn't happy with it. Second, it's gonna take me like 20 minutes just to edit, like slapping 2 video segments together anyway. So like, let's just try it again, and maybe it'll be good this time. And after 3 or 4 times, it still wasn't good, but I put it on YouTube anyway because, you know, fuck these guys.
All right. 2 things in connection to that. One, if you saw all my videos unedited, like if you saw how many times I'm recording a guide for something, and this is a cheat code, guys. If you watch any of my videos and you see me go, ha, quick cut, that's 99% of the time. It's because I fucked up the fight, and I'm like, I just did a thing, and I said, fuck, and it's like, and then I just like, oh, I got a fucking 10-minute fight. Oh, I fucking, all right. And then I start the fight over, and then I'll just try to find out where I was, and I'll go, ha, quick cut, and then I'll just continue from there. But it's like only one time out of like 100 has it been genuine technical issues. It's always been me fucking up a fight. But really, really, really quick, Sorrow the Manslayer, demonic devastation, bang attack at +10 deals 420% potency.
Yeah, which is a little bit stronger than the average single hit A rank physical hits, and it's an AoE around him.
Yeah, but it's also 420%, so that's very important.
Well, yeah, I mean, well, what I'm saying is like Crackle Slash goes to 405, I believe. So it's even stronger, and it's AoE.
And there's a weapon specifically designed for it. Guess what? I have a weapon right now, Sorrow Nails. Obviously, it gives plus 14% potency to demonic devastation.
I've got no luck on mine. I've got like, I think I've got a gold agility roll on it, which some people on the Discord are saying you should go all agility. I'm not sure about that. But yeah, like I can only get like bronze rolls with that, or gold rolls. I can't remember. It sucks.
I think this game would be 10% better and 40% would feel better if they didn't charge me 1,000 gold, or like I have 178 Sorrow Nails, right?
Yeah,
I could roll 178 times on this weapon. I don't literally have enough gold from now until I stop playing the game to do that.
Oh yeah. Plus, I've done like 60 plus rolls on it, and the best I've gotten so far is a gold agility roll and 2 silver bonuses for demonic devastation potency. Like that's as good as I can get.
This is where I stopped because I got gold demonic devastation, a silver demonic devastation, and a gold agility, and I'm like, that's good.
Yeah. Did you say the first one was Rainbow? I don't want to change
turn order with Sorrow Nail. I already have golden claws with all agility on it. I already have full agility on a weapon, and so I don't. Plus, here's the thing: I have 180 of these Sorrow Nails. I can reroll it anytime I want, as long as I have the infinite gold.
I feel like
someone in chat is like, go full agility. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I feel like there's got to be a better system coming for equipment in the future. How far away that is, I don't know, because I'm not here to doom and gloom. I don't think this is the game with the kind of legs on it to go for 4 or 5 years, but it could maybe. I mean, in Dragon Quest in Japan, like, you literally making a Dragon Quest game is just like holding a gun to somebody's head and asking for money. Like, they pretty much just have to pay. So maybe it'll go longer. But that being said, yeah, I don't know. There are a lot of systems that I think will come eventually if the game lasts long enough, and I think fixing equipment has to be one of them because it's pretty shit right now.
That's one of the things about gachas that's so weird. Is like they feel like they're designed with problems. That way, every year they could fix some of those problems and get people excited that they fix those problems.
Oh yeah, that's why I was saying I was surprised that the Bloom talent system came so soon. It's 10 months is actually pretty quick for that. They had a. I was telling you in my stream last night. Dokkan had a very similar system, but that took at least 2 years, I think. I don't recall.
Yeah, I actually think like I have no concern. So I have a tiny bit of concern over the bloom system. Now I love it and I'm excited for it. In the way they're tackling it, we've talked about it a bunch. I am super impressed with the way they're making these units better. They're not just giving them stats. You know, they're making them interesting, and they're overpowering them maybe for their rank, but they're not all just becoming S rank units, right? The F rank slime might be like a D unit now or something. Right? It might get like a boost in terms of punching up. But I don't like that the first banner unit. I don't like that Dragon Lord is getting one. That worries me a little bit. That banner units might, because like that's the point where it's like, all right, the power creep might be going a little bit too fast, but for all the other units, like I'm not concerned at all because they're all pretty much underpowered right away.
Yeah.
But there's like the thing is for every unit that they've done, I'm like there's 5 weaker units they could have done. So I hope that all weak units do get it eventually. But the thing is, at the same time, I thought that at first, and then when I read the changes, I'm like, okay, these are pretty profound, interesting changes. I don't know if they want to do this for 150 plus units, because these aren't just like, hey, all these weak units now get plus 10% potency. But they're like changing their kits and shit.
But now it's like, how many things are stronger than this new Metal Dragon? Now we don't know exactly how it works out. By the way, somebody Delzer on the Discord. By the way, I was kind of Delzer caught me in a bad mood a couple of weeks ago, and I was being like keyboard warrior in the Discord. And then like when I came in last week, he was actually very nice to me. So I appreciate Delzer. He does seem like a nice guy. Anyway, he was showing videos of one of the Japanese players, I believe, and so the follow-up attack that Metal Dragon does, it is for other allies attacking, not them taking hits. I think we know that already. But it is about half damage as his attack. So it's not the same missile as his attack, but it is still like they showed his move doing about 1,000 and his reactionary ability doing about 500, which is insane.
Yeah, are you like, yeah, we got to remember that's 1,000 martial, meaning there's no fucking getting away from it. You're not like, you could have 10 million defense. That doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah. I mean, we have a caster mage now, essentially. It's just crazy.
It's exciting.
A caster tank. That's what I meant. We have a mage tank now, essentially. That's how a ranged martial ability works. Like,
I do hope Great Dragon gets some. I know he's getting his big like increase, but I hope it's like almost that level, because I actually have 2 orbs in my Great Dragon, because I think a Dragon Breath team is like very viable, because Breath is just it's like martial but tends to be better.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't miss and it is ranged. But
yeah, and I mean we got that Dimension Dragon that apparently has some pretty crazy output. So
yeah, I want to do a Breath Arena team. I think once we get a few more powerful units, maybe like a Max Awaken Orochi, next year. I think that kind of shit could be viable, because Great Dragon gives 20% potency, right? They're adding more and more dragons with powerful breaths. Like, breath is a sub theme within the dragon like thing. Like, they all have pretty high attack, pretty high HP. But yeah, the extra breath potency shared between all of them, I think is definitely going to be very meta.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's Insane Evil in the chat is pointing out that Great Dragon's attack was the new one is typeless, I believe. I thought it was his old move is whoosh, but I think the new one must be typeless martial. So yeah, like really almost nothing is mitigating that.
That must be so wait, the stupid Metal Dragon is actually getting his thing is typeless martial, it's not whoosh.
That's what chat is saying, and that kind of I don't remember.
Okay, yeah, I'll believe it. Yeah. Grey Dragon can hit over 1.2k brilliant using his new fan-shaped breath. I mean, that sounds...
Well, a missile doesn't really make sense to be wind damage anyway, I don't think. So, I mean... but, yeah, I mean, so...
You can make it work.
So anyway, I mean, we got sidetracked, but yeah, is anything better than this Metal Dragon? I mean, Great Dragon's going to be insane too. Delzer was saying, oh yeah, the thing about Squidzilla is I was saying like that's a strong physical hit. Like let's not overlook that too quickly. We forgot what Squidzilla has on him already. Squidzilla's got an inherent chance for a double attack buff. So that guy could be going around easily with an extra 30% attack buff and doing that, zoom around big physical line hit. So I don't know. He's more into the JP scene, and he said that Squidzilla is actually one of the more broken out of the bunch.
I could believe it, but
I know he's not as exciting on paper. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to see it, but it's like this is. I don't want to get into the negatives already, but like this kind of doubles down on the quote unquote orb issue. But I don't think the orb issue is going to be as much of an issue going forward. I think.
I hope,
because I don't plan on pulling on as many units. Right.
Yeah.
Like the orb issue is an issue when I have more and more new units. But as I'm like, all right, I'm going to skip these banners because I don't have I don't want to spend money on this as much. I have my good team now, and now I'm going to do maybe 1 unit a month or 1 unit every other month. Like now it's like, but like, if it's like, oh, hey, Metal Dragon, Squidzilla, these in, Hybrid or whatever else it is, these units are going to be good. It's like, well, now I need like 6 orbs to get these units to be good, it's because I don't have orbs in them right now.
Yeah.
But now I need orbs for Sorrow. I need orbs for a bunch of things.
Yeah. Too many orbs.
We better get 2 orbs this month, right? Like if we don't get 2 orbs in June, it'll be crazy. And I think we will, but like, why I will be shocked if Summer Event Part 2 doesn't start next week. I don't know why it didn't start this week, because there was nothing in Summer Event Part 1. Like, what did we actually get? We got new hard mode chapter stories and a login bonus.
I fully expected about 3 days of only having what they gave us, and then within a week we would have it. Now I'm worried that we're actually going to the 14th, which is why?
The 14th for
content.
sure, I think. I think for sure they're not doing anything before the 14th.
Well, that's what it seems now, and plus we have no way to know. I mean, there's, the Twitter it's nice, it's better than nothing, but that's about it. We don't really get any information there. I'm actually, we touched on this a while ago. I'm actually of the opinion that the roadmap really didn't give us much. We knew that Dragon Quest IV was coming. That was right before that came that they gave us. The hard modes, it was nice to have it in writing, but we also knew about that. They didn't even announce the DQ5 event, but that's obviously the event in July unless they're going to throw a curveball. But honestly, really, all it told us was that they were splitting up hard chapters 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, which did happen in JP, was just harder to tell, really, on the wiki.
I will say we have different perspectives because I didn't know anything coming out in Japan, right? I don't know any of the events ahead of time, so it was all news to me.
Sorry, I think you're, well, maybe not in the minority, but yeah, like, any of the tryhards are looking ahead a little bit, and
like, I don't know, to me, I don't know why I'm so against it, but it's like, it's my least favorite thing about the game is forward knowledge.
That's your thing, man, yeah.
Well, it just, I don't know. It's hard to. I like talking about the casual, everyday player in the game, but the thing is, our community is not that big of a game in general.
Yeah.
And it's likely that our casual players are way more advanced than the average game because of the smaller size, right? Like, there's a chance that the average casual player is not as hardcore as we are, but is way more hardcore than the average player of an average gacha, And so maybe they are looking forward, but like. In most situations, most games, most people aren't going to be going online and even watching content. They're going to be just doing this on their phone, while they're using the toilet or something, and let alone following Japan, seeing what's coming up in the future.
Yeah, that's a really weird thing because, yeah, the people that even watch content, this is more about us being YouTubers, me emulating, but yeah, there are at least 10,000 people that do Arena every week. Between 10,000 and 30,000. We know that for active Arena participation, for the most part, unless there's some kind of, I don't know, maybe they're lying about numbers maybe they're smart enough to lie. But then again, I would think they would make it look more impressive than only going to the 10 to 30,000 sphere. Anyway,
But yeah, let's say there's 30,000 people doing arena. They're
yeah,
not watching YouTube videos on the
yeah.
game.
I can't like who plays a gotcha that takes up like gotcha takes up a lot of your time. You play this game every day. You I can't imagine. I mean, maybe I'm weird for thinking that I need to watch YouTube videos about it, but like, dude, even just subscribing to get like the headlines or like watching the occasional video, like our viewer base is almost nothing now. I think like your average videos are probably getting what 500. You're not getting many over 1,000 views anymore, right?
No, no, no. 1,000 would be like a great video.
Yeah, because I mean, it keeps going down for you, right?
I could take a look. Let's take actual look at my
Like,
analytics.
I think I was
My
having.
views are.
Yeah.
It's very, very warped because I'm streaming on YouTube, and my YouTube views on my streams count towards my overall views now. So it says that I'm up like 50% because I've moved from Twitch to YouTube. So we'll see what it is going in the future. But like, yeah, my views are like. Let's take a look. Can you guys see here? 300, 500, 250, 470, 205, 227, 613. So yeah, nothing's breaking 1,000. Let's see, the last video to break 1,000 was a My Hero game video, and then the last one, Dragon Quest, was Sorrow is Here. And like, this is why I do these videos, right? Like this video, Sorrow is Here, the DQ4 final update. It's 8 minutes of me just talking about what's in the update, and it's like me just talking about like, oh, here's the notice. Let's read the notice because this gets the most views. Yeah. I don't know why, but like if people watch it and they like it and they click that like button, it means that they want to see it. So that's why I do like it's the lowest effort content and it gets the most views.
Yeah, well, that's in the last couple of, in the last 3 weeks. The last time I had a video with over 500 views was my Elena review, with the exception of Orochi's Cave of Predatory Bullshit. That got a little over a few days ago, but yeah, most of my videos are sitting 200 to 300 views, and again, like, yeah, you're a bigger YouTuber than me, but your numbers aren't much bigger than mine, and the Mad Group makes some videos. He's good, but I mean, that's it.
I think Lollyette's been out for the last. I don't think Lollyette's made a video in the last week or two.
I would never try to diss Lollyette. I love Lollyette. He helped me so much, but he's done. He hasn't told me that he's done, but I mean, when was the last time he made a video? He's done. I would be happy to see him come back. It's not a competition between us, but you and I are it for YouTube, other than Mad. And
yeah, Lollyette is my homie for sure.
Yeah.
If he didn't have a wife, we'd hang out way more. I'm not blaming his wife. I'm just saying he has a life. You know, if he didn't have a life,
yeah,
you know, I bet me and him would hang out way more.
I tried telling him those stupid kids of his were a mistake. They take up all his time, but whatever.
Hey, he agrees. He agrees. Man, he can't say it, but he agrees.
I hope people understand sarcasm. That's going to be like, dude, Chase has a huge problem with Lolly. He says he hates his kids.
Hey, listen, I don't know his kids, but all I know is they're taking my friend away from me. And so they, you know, you step on my toes, I step on yours.
Fuck those guys.
Meet me in the parking lot.
Apparently, Lolly is somebody that we do not want to meet in the parking lot. He's like real life Wolverine. He's 5'6", but he will just beat your ass.
And then I was like, oh, okay, you're going to send your dad to fight for you, you little shit.
Oh, by the way, for those that don't pay attention to everything, Lollia is literally a cage fighter, but you hold on to some of that. So, yeah, don't make fun of Lolliot for being short, because he'll still bend you in half.
Yeah, Lolliot would kick my ass, no doubt. But yeah, as far as content creators,
with a stepladder, yeah.
It's what's weird is like not only does this game have like a semi-small audience, and it has a really, really small content creator, you know, like group. Right, almost like, and see, we're lucky we're getting new people that are in here, right? Insane is making videos constantly.
Oh yeah.
Insane doesn't speak English, he says, but like his videos are very good, very helpful. So like we have like a kind of a new generation of content creators, you know, kind of coming up, which is awesome, and I really like it. But like, it's also weird. Like, I swear to God, this is the only game where the company doesn't reach out to the content creators about anything, like at all.
Yeah,
like I don't have any insider information. I can understand.
Malcolm PMs me a couple of times. I could PM him anytime, and he's pretty good about getting back. But again,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to insult him as a person. Personally, he seems fine. He seems nice. I also don't want to tick him off just in case. I don't want to end a line of communication, but he, I think it's him having his hands tied so much by Square, but he can't do much. He hasn't done much. It's now he's the face that we complain to, and that's about it.
Well, I mean, I don't think his job is to change things. I think his
Yeah,
job is to communicate changes.
yeah, and I understand. I have to remind myself of that. I misworded that, but I don't feel like. Well, yeah, I mean, not that he's going to be able to do things, but I mean, like, I don't feel like it changed much, like with him coming public, basically.
The Twitter's way more active, which is nice, but I do wish it was way more active with relevant information to the game.
Oh yeah,
I mean, it is relevant, but it's like, I don't know. Like, I understand, like, because it is like, oh, a Rochi event. Like, it's what? It's a week old. It's not like it's old content, right? But
we
like,
need to start getting sneak peeks too. I want to. I think I talked about this last week. I know I've talked about this other places. You know, just the DQ35 event was the biggest example. That was such a waste. If they had teased that a few days before, a week before, had some kind of leak or a little hint or whatever, a wink wink, we would all been excited and talking about it and speculating. Instead, we logged in, we got our free stuff, and 10 minutes later, we didn't give a shit.
like, imagine if this stupid Cave of Trials thing, maybe not this one, but like, if there's like, hey, make sure to tune in next week for all new content, and it just has like a silhouette of a monster that maybe we do or don't know.
That's all you got to do.
Like, and a silhouette of like some rewards. Like, I don't know, does anything just be like, it'll get the content creators talking, right? We'll make a video telling people to make sure they're there next week.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't know why that. Yeah, sneak peeks are just like, no one gives a shit.
Yep.
No one's gonna be like spoiled. Like, oh, this ruins my experience. It just positives.
Like Dokkan has leaks all the time. Like I don't know where they come from. I don't know, but say there was a leak of the DQ35 ticket and that's all. Like they could even have like a fake
like a
data
screenshot.
miner or whatever, like we just found the files for this ticket that's coming next week. What does this mean? And we'd just be all like, what? What does this mean? Like we would just be going back and forth speculating. And I've heard the argument like, oh well, people will get overhyped. Nobody's gonna get like, it'll happen. People get overhyped for anything. But
is anyone giving you that argument that someone that will get overhyped?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay, because like
I don't know. I bring out the worst in Discord. I'm not very liked by everyone there.
Because I think that's like an extra bad argument because it depends on how they do it, right? They're not gonna be like groundbreaking changes next week. Like they're just like, hey, here's a sneak peek at content coming out next week. No one's gonna be like, finally, they're fixing all the problems. Oh, I'm let down. No, it's like, no, they know there's gonna be some new stages to do or something. That's it.
Well, because I brought it up. I talked about it before. I brought it up directly with Malcolm. I'm like, there's got to be more hype with this game. There's got to be some leaks. There's got to be spoilers, etc. Early, not access necessarily, but just early information. And he's like, well, sometimes those can go wrong too. And I'm like, I didn't say it to him, but I mean, we all know. I mean, back to Gloom and Doom. What's there to lose? What are players gonna leave? They fucking are. Like,
I mean,
the game's boring right now.
I feel like everyone's kind of that's playing the game is kind of stuck to the game now. Not like
yes,
like literally.
I agree with
like,
that. Yeah.
I don't feel like I don't feel like the game's growing, but I don't really feel like it's shrinking. I think we've kind of got our audience, and we're kind of just sitting in the same thing, doing the same thing. I think there's a lot of room to grow. Like, obviously, Dragon Quest is a worldwide famous thing, even if it's not the most famous game in the West. Like, if people love the monsters and stuff, just like put some slimes on some things, put some advertisement out there. You know, they're not pushing this game out there at all. They want it to be word of mouth, and believe, like, I and you potentially have the biggest influence. Kage and Nib have a podcast and stuff, like, so they're absolutely building their influence as well. But like, we can't fucking reach people outside of our bubble, and our bubble is people that already play the game, and like, we need a company to come in and help push this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I got a couple thousand subscribers, but like you said, our views aren't that different. Maybe I get like 20% more views, maybe even not. Your videos are doing pretty good recently,
I actually kind of like because I do my own podcast, And then Kage makes a podcast that's all about me, so it's actually kind of flattering.
I look. I won't lie. I haven't watched it because
You're not missing out.
like
Sorry.
it's a conflict of interest. Well, we can't badmouth another person's podcast. I want everyone here to watch that podcast and like it more than ours. But
well, it was
also,
essentially them telling you.
I don't want to.
Like the first episode was them telling
ideas.
people why they're wrong to not be in love with Dragon Quest Tact. Because well, do you want to touch on this attitude among? I'll say it's a minority of the Discord, but this attitude that you're not allowed to say anything bad about Tact. I get really tired of that. Obviously.
Listen, I can't agree because I've not been shy. I don't talk that much about the negatives, but I just don't have that problem when I talk about things I don't like. People are usually like, "True, Platt gets it," and I'm like, I don't know the difference. Look, I've been alienated. I don't understand why people are so bugged when you say it. I think people are just not as good as interpreting what, like, I really don't get it. Like, I hear what you say. I know what you mean.
I think I'm too good looking to be likable. I think that's my problem. I think I think other males are opinionated by how handsome I am, and it just turns them off.
If I thought you hated Tact and you just bitched about the game all the time and you thought, you're just determined to kill the game, like, obviously I wouldn't want to do a podcast with you. I just don't think that's what you do. Like, I watch your videos, and even if you say people that do Orochi trials, unless you're a whale, are idiots. I'm like,
I meant you. Yeah.
I hear that, and I don't hear you calling individual people idiots. What I hear is like, this is an inefficient, use of your resources unless you're doing it for clout.
Yeah, and I kind of rescinded that. I'm like, I said afterwards, I'm like, that's too mean. That's not necessarily what I mean. Because again, we talked about this a little while ago. We do this one cut. I don't have a fucking script, man. Like, I'm just freeballing,
Yeah,
that was just my way of saying it's an inefficient use of stam. Like,
look, I talk in absolutes when I'm off camera. I mean, I tend to accidentally talk in absolutes, and I think maybe you just communicate too strongly. Like, I don't think so, but obviously I'm in the minority here. Like, maybe just communicate too strongly right out the gate. Like, when I'm trying to talk about things that I actually want to change or whatever, like, I pause a lot more. When I talk, I'm like, all right, what's the word I'm going to use? Like maybe someone is not like, if instead of saying like it's dumb to do the Orochi thing, I might be like, if someone's spending their stamina on the Orochi fight, I think they may not have done the math to realize that it's an inefficient use of their resources at this time. Just, I don't know. I can't even give advice. I feel like I could talk shit about the game, and I feel like I do. I point out problems. I mean, I've on every podcast that me and Laliette ever did, I brought up how bad the monetization is. The monetization is shit, and that I think that they need a battle pass, or they need to I don't like the tact point system that much, because it's just it's not a weekly reward. It's a Sunday reward, for most players. And if it's not even most players, it's really a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Like halfway through the week, everyone's done with their tact points for the whole week. And if you get the medal card, it's even less time. Yeah, you get more points, but it actually fills up faster.
Yeah, which drives you crazy when you get the regular one and it's like, it's not fucking full yet? Like, what is going on?
Yeah, it's just like, so it just, there's nothing to, there's no middle ground spenders. Like, the game is super free-to-play friendly. Like, I can compliment the game all day. But, like, the monetization is particularly bad. And I personally also don't like that the amount of orbs we're getting. If we get 2 orbs a month, I think that's at least acceptable. I think 3 would be ideal, because that's enough to get a new unit every month and start to upgrade your older units.
It's just so much. Well, I mean, 3 orbs, it's only covers, like, we're getting 3 banner units a month now that need 2 of them, so...
Yeah, I don't think we need to incentivize non-spenders to try to pull on more than 1 unit a month. Like, if you're going to try to pull on 3 units a month, you're probably just, like, I don't mind saying, like, hey, if you want 2 or 3 units every month, you're going to need to buy the orbs as well. I'm like, all right, that's fine. It's not my favorite way that they do it, but I'm not, like, upset by it.
Yeah, but
for, like, a free-to-play player, I think you should have 3 orbs a month. You should be able to, if you get lucky, in a month, you should be able to upgrade the new unit you got lucky with. And I do like so 2 minimum. And then the third is like, all right, well, I've got this nightclubber at S4. It would be cool to get him up to S5, you know, and then maybe next month he goes up to S6.
Mm.
Um,
I mean, here's the thing about orbs. I mean, we've talked about this before, but maybe I didn't word it this way. Is like it's there is value in like okay, you enjoy that you can't like just max rank all of your box at once, but there is definitely downside to it, and the downside is against the basic gotcha principle is that they should be making banners multiple times a month that like at least once a month they should want us to summon on every banner, and the orb
yeah,
system makes that a bad idea. Why would they do that? it's it's factually a bad practice. Like it's not even opinion. Like from Square's point of view, it's really stupid.
I think they battled it a little bit. I do agree that like we don't want to pull on every banner every month as spenders and content creators. I still don't want to pull on every banner because I won't be able to use all the units because there's no way I'm going to be able to max all these units out.
Yeah.
Like,
I've not used Lionheart
Sorrow.
for anything. I did a full stamp card on Lionheart. I've never used them. The Queen Slime helped me a little bit in the Pyramid EX, which actually just didn't mean shit. Like who cares if you didn't clear Pyramid EX? And then yeah, so I regret everything I spent in the second month of the game, really. So,
But like, I think like because even I can't even max out my Sorrow, let alone if I ever got Elena or I got Kirill this month, I wouldn't be able to max them out triply because I already can't max out my Sorrow.
yeah.
But beyond, I do think they combat it a little bit, where I think they kind of like the better the S rank is, they kind of, the worse the S rank is, they kind of give you like a good A rank, right? They give you kind of a reason where like, all right, I may not want Elena, but I do want Armored Scorpion, right? I may not want Kirill that much, because he's the most unwanted unit this month, but I do want Bodkin Bower. That guy's really good. So like, I don't think it's like a pure answer to the issues that you stated, but I do think like they try to combat it at least a little bit by giving, because most banners I feel like and other gotchas will have like a banner unit and then maybe an increased rate on S's or something in general, but they have like a second banner unit in every banner, so they kind of have two ways to get you per banner.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's it's the only thing that makes me consider going back to buying the metal card again, is that it is good in acquiring banner A ranks, but I feel like it gets me nowhere on banner S ranks, the metal card. But that's what I made my video about today. I'll rant about that some other day. But
yeah, I think that they need to the tact points need to increase you need the cap.
Just let it go.
At least triple.
Increase the cap or just let it go to pity. Like just let it count for the stamp card. That's pretty much what my video is about. It's like maybe I brought this up somewhere else. They look at it like, let's say you can get halfway through a stamp card for free if they allow this. They see that as losing 15,000 gems that somebody would spend on the game. I see it as like, dude, if I got halfway through a stamp card for free, I'm going to think about finishing it with paid gems, you know?
For sure. Like, well, here's the thing, because you still need 10 stamps, right? Or 10 tickets.
And that's only that's not even for the banner unit. That's for a guaranteed... You know, you can if you're buying the metal card and you look at a 6-week banner and you're like, okay, between like the scout tickets they give us and then saving up 20,000 and then getting like 70,000 tact points through the event, you can get like a free stamp card with tact points and free scout tickets. But like, dude, okay, so 2 months worth of your tact points and tickets give you just a free S rank. That's not even the banner unit necessarily. That's not a big fucking deal. Sorry, I kept...
So this banner was good. I don't know when it started, but the Elena banner. But you'd only get, for a free-to-play player, you get one stamp every 2 weeks, right? You get 5,000 a week. Every 2 weeks, you get one stamp. So if something was 8 weeks long, which I think would be long, you're probably looking at more to 6 weeks for a long banner. You're probably getting 3 stamps free to play off your tact points. And then maybe an additional stamp if they give you 10 ticket pulls for login rewards.
Yeah.
So... that means you'd only be like one paid away from a guaranteed A rank, and then you'd only be like, I mean, people would take it, would finish stamps more frequently, right? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know why. It's not like we could buy tickets with in-game gold. Like the only way to get the tickets is based off what they give us. So they could balance the tickets they give us to make it so it's usable with stamps.
Oh, by the way, you might need to pay attention to your chat for a second.
Yeah, Cream Pie. Yeah, Cream Pie asked if he could use the N word. It depends on the N word he's talking about, of course.
I don't know
But I
if
don't.
you know him. Otherwise, maybe you just want to silence him. I don't know. I don't know if we play Minority Report here, where we punish people for crimes they may commit, but
No. I don't punish people for crimes they may commit. People, you know what? As long as Cream Pie Lars is a good guy here, he has a spot here.
Plus, doesn't YouTube like censor that in their chat? Can you even say that?
I assume so. I don't have any censors in my chat, but people have gotten their message blocked all the time from YouTube based off saying weird words that aren't even aren't remotely bad.
Yeah, just because my stream is probably terribly formatted right now. I've got the chat coming up the middle, which is probably really stupid, but I wanted us to be side by side and not on top of each other, like we were last Friday.
I'm not even watching.
Giggity. Yeah, I've got my chat like in the middle of the screen, and I wouldn't want profanity like that on stream. Anyway, yeah. Hey, I don't remember if we're in the middle of something. Do you want to go? Do you want to look at our patrons real quick?
Yeah. Do we have more than one?
First of all, Lewis reminded me of it because he complained that I always make fun of him on my stream, and I just wanted to take a second to tell Lewis to get the fuck out of here because nobody wants you around.
We have 3 patrons.
Yes, we have 3. First of all, the most handsome one is Mason. He's my favorite.
Yeah,
patron.
I've heard good things.
Yeah.
He's got massive genitals from what I've heard.
Massive. Thank you for going that to the same time that I was going to. Our second patron, by the way, I applied to the Patreon like 5 minutes before Lolly. It was like, hey, do you want to run this piece of shit? I'm out. So, so I'm still a
He's
patron.
like, I just can't put up with Platt anymore, that fucking egotistical maniac.
That was about it. So the first real one was Colin. So thank you, Colin. I know he goes by Colin in Discord, so I think that's the name he wants to use. And then just the other day, I don't know if you know. Yeah, we got 3 now. We have Rye. Am I a jerk, dude? Is he more in your streams than mine? Rye doesn't ring a bell, but we are glad to have you as a patron anyway.
It's very likely Rye has a different name.
Yeah.
I'm looking at their email, and their name is also. It looks like it might have Colin in it.
Yeah.
So maybe it's Colin time. Maybe it's Colin again. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it's a coincidence.
Let's use that to shame the stream. Okay, Colin he's patroning twice, and you assholes haven't even done it once. Shame.
I think we have to put it on Spotify now, right? Did we hit our goal? Oh wait, I got a message also on the Dragon Quest Tact podcast from. Take a look. From Rye.
Oh yeah, I asked him what he wanted to be called, and plus I messaged him like literally right before this.
Cool. Oh yeah. Okay, maybe that was you. I was right. We're probably gonna see the same messages because it's a shared Patreon. Yeah, for I don't remember what our goal was. Was it $15 a month or $10 a month? I think was to get it on Spotify.
I don't.
So if you don't want to put it on Spotify, you better
Does it countify?
Can't. Yeah. No, it's $15 a month. We're 75 cents short. So the next 2 we get, assuming that you cancel yours to your own podcast. Once we get 2 more patrons at the $5 tier, we'll put it on Spotify. That way you guys can just listen to it.
Okay. Oh, by the way, Rye did respond. He says he enjoyed the podcast so far. Yes. All right. We have a fan. I don't know about these guys in chat, but at least Rye likes us. Yeah, Rye like the bread on Discord and Riley on YouTube. So Riley, Rye guy Riley, you are our like second real patron. So thank you.
We appreciate it. You know what? I'm really excited for this podcast to take off because I think next week we might need to talk about something like just Dragon Quest related. Because like what the fuck? Like, well, okay, maybe we'll have Tact news next week, but like we don't have news every week for Tact. There's not always something going on in the world of Tact.
Hopefully next week is the exception, but yeah, there's not much to talk about. I mean, when there's nothing to talk about, when it comes to me, I just start whining. So
Well, I just like that's we can start doing more question stuff, but also we can just talk about Dragon Quest in general. I don't know. Like I might start a playthrough of something, or maybe we can just like, oh, let's talk about Dragon Quest 4. You know, just like have a podcast about Dragon Quest 4 or something.
By the way, all right, so just general Dragon Quest things. I showed this off to you a couple weeks ago. It's probably pretty lame, but I was going through old stuff. I found my old Game Boy Color Dragon Warrior 1 and 2 box. I know the cartridges around somewhere. The cartridge isn't in here. I was excited I found the box. Like and it's in like great condition too, and I open it up and it still has like like I was an anal kid. Like I loved anal as a kid.
Yeah.
No. I have like everything in it, so I was like super happy to see that. I will probably like read the instruction manual later.
I love reading instruction manuals. It's not nerdy. It's cool.
Dude, I wouldn't start a game before I read the instruction manual before. I like it was like a parent forced me when I was a kid. Like, oh, do you want to go play your new game? It's like, no, I haven't finished reading the instruction manual yet. How can I play it?
Well, it's also extra awesome because, like, as a kid, you had to go get a game, right? You couldn't just be home or whatever.
Dude, you had to decide by the game's cover if it was good.
Yeah, and it was like on the car ride home, I'd be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to read this whole instruction manual. And that was, like, my favorite part. Yeah, I love that shit. Let's see if I can auto this. I'm not even going to try. I have so much stamina, I don't even care.
But, let me see. So, yeah, the summer... I can't imagine what's coming next with Summerfest, because we literally have no information. And again, I've heard a couple of people backing up that we're getting Giuliante, but I don't know what celebration they think we're emulating from Japan, because they didn't have... This is their first summer, so we're sure as hell not getting their stuff.
You reach out to Malcolm and ask for sneak peeks? Have you done that?
I haven't bothered because I know that there's no chance. Have you? I told you, I messaged him like 2 weeks ago. I'm like, you realize that you got to start like getting some hints, some spoilers, some leaks or something out there. Like, we need something more than a shitty Twitter post like 12 hours before the event comes out.
Peaks for future events.
He like pretty much just says everything is NDA. I'm like, well,
right,
you need
now,
to tell Square to change its NDA policies because they've got to get something.
We have no info about what is coming next week, and I think the community could use a little hype. Oh my God, he's watching. Okay, Malcolm.
Wait, did he tell you that he's watching, or you can just tell he's in here?
Yeah, no, I was typing him a message, and before I hit enter, he already...
It's like, I'm watching, bro. I fucking know what you're saying.
All right. Malcolm, I think, I can't confirm it, but rumor has it that his dick is at least 10 inches.
At least.
And honestly, not only the greatest communicator that I've ever met, but also the greatest human being, straight up. All right, cream pie. Listen.
Okay, good. Thank you.
I'm going to report your message for unwanted commercial content. We'll just say hate speech. There we go. YouTube will just ban that. They don't even need a reason.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I don't know. Sometimes I feel bad reaching out to Malcolm because it's like I'm just the negative guy. But I don't know. I want this game to do better. Like, I feel like some of the moves it needs to make are so obvious, so it gets frustrating.
Yeah. So joking like aside, like I think the monetization of this game needs work. I can make a list of things that I think the game needs to improve on, but really, what the biggest issue I think probably comes down to as a casual player, or not even casual, but like monetization from the business side. I'm happy with the monetization. The only reason I'm not happy with it is because I think the monetization staying how it is will cause the game to be less successful than it needs to be, which will cause less support, blah, 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 that kind of stuff.
Yeah. What is it, cutting off your nose to spite your face, I think? Like,
I think for the player base, though, we need communication in terms of, like, hype. And I know, like, again, hands are tied, of course. They're not going to let you say... I even have more sympathy because not only is he not allowed to say anything, but he can also be like, just look at Japan, bro. Like it's there. We already know what we're gonna get. But like having things, I don't want to make videos hyping things that we may or may not get. You know.
Yeah.
I just having like, hey, next, just tweet out. Like, I know you can't, but if we can find a way to make it where it's like, in 7 days from now, event part 2 is coming. Look forward to this reward, this thing, just to give us, because right now we're kind of sitting here like, not only is there nothing to do in the game right now, we don't even know when there will be something to do in the game before in June. We have everything on the June roadmap already.
Yeah.
You know.
By the way, that reminds
As,
like I know this is only a couple people gave me shit for hyping up Orochi, and then like, well, you hyped it up, and then you said the event was bullshit. I'm like, how the hell was I supposed to know? Like, things get lost in translation. So even when we think we know what's coming, we don't know. Because, like, maybe there's like game 8 and then game with. I always go to game with. I know how to navigate that one for the most part, but it doesn't give us every bit of info. Like, it gives us, like, guidelines almost. Like, it's, I don't know. Like, some of the moves I can't even tell what they're going to do because, like, you get English at best.
yeah, I mean, and like I wanted to hype their Roach event. I don't even know when it was announced, but like I was really excited for it. I was super excited, and I still like it, but it's like I'm this week until there's an equipment event. I'm not gonna spend stamina on it really. Like I want books,
Mm-hmm.
We
Yeah.
do. I did the thing. Yay, go me. But yeah, it's like I want books and shit, so it's not even worth doing right now. And even if I do it, like it's gonna be really hard to get Orochi, and even if I get Orochi, I am gonna have a Zero Awaken Orochi that I'm probably not gonna use.
Mm.
So it's like it feels purely for clout right now,
Yeah, and there are players that are just fine going. If you can afford to waste, I feel like you're probably at the harder levels. You're probably wasting just as much as you spend on it. I think especially once you get to stage 9 or 10, I would imagine that your success rate is probably only around 50%. It's definitely not 100%. You can tell me maybe it's 70 or 80, maybe that's possible, but you still have to like avoid crits, land blunt, hit envenomate, etc. Like there's just so many things that can go wrong that are completely 100% out of your control. Yeah, so I mean, if wasting 400 stam isn't a big deal for you, that's fine. But yeah, just the average player, you're only looking at a head start on the event. Like that's it. You're looking at a head start on Orochi. So just yeah. But yeah, and so that's the only content we got this week. We've been running around in circles, but very disappointing. I thought this was a Summerfest lead-up event. If this is actually Summerfest, I why? What is this?
It's like, yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry. This guy just keeps talking about like, look at.
I didn't want to tell you what to do, but I was like, yeah, you need to just kick him out.
I'll like you could stay. You get one more warning. But just don't. We're not talking about politics right now. That's all it is. When you're in chat, just keep it semi-relevant to what the topic's at hand.
You're nicer
That's
than
the
me.
main goal. I've never banned anyone, so I prefer not to ban it. But
okay.
Still. Anyway,
let me see. What else do we want to touch on?
Yes. Malcolm says, thus far, nothing more than a roadmap is allowed. I'll just say,
Which
okay.
The roadmap's
He'll
nearly run
say-
its course now, so.
Yeah, so Malcolm will say that we currently have not started. So he'll just say this. I assume he knows I'm going to say this because he's watching the thing and he's doing it. But he's like, based off the roadmap and current event name, this is not Summerfest. The event going on at the moment is the Summer Event Kickoff.
Okay. Let me look at the wording again because it's very poor, I feel. But maybe I'm just a dummy. Most people would probably agree with that.
Let's go notice. I mean, look at again with like translation and stuff. Like, I'm not always going to split hairs. Yeah, look at announcing 4 campaigns to kick off summer. So even though we had a roadmap that said Summerfest, it seems like this may not be Summerfest specifically. So we're probably going to get something on the 14th. I don't even remember why we thought the 14th. I think it's because something. Yeah. These things last until the 14th. So after this, we'll probably get a banner, is my guess, because they're not going to go a month without a banner, right? That just doesn't make any sense in a gacha.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't think so. Although, I mean, there's a bunch of things up right now. It's just that none of them were new to this event. Although, I mean, Sorrow is still. How long's Sorrow been up? Like 3 weeks now, I don't know.
The banners are all like I actually kind of like how long the banners will last. It does mean that we get a lot of like overlapping banners, but
Oh yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
the really really cool units like Sorrow and like Zoma. Like Zoma was only down for like 2 weeks, or I sort of got like maybe a month, but like Zoma was up for like almost half the length of the game so far.
Hmm.
And we have the rest of this month to pull on Sorrow still. So like all of our tack points, like I'm gonna get another 20 pulls on Sorrow still.
Mm. But I would love to, since he's listening, he can just message you. I would love to get something on Malcolm from Malcolm on when events will come back. It's a.
I mean, even Japan doesn't have event units again.
That's
right? Like,
that's
that
what
was
I'm
one of the big
saying.
things.
Like, what do you
They don't
tell a
have King
new
Bubble Slime still.
what do you tell a new player right now? Like, oh well, how do I get that King Bubble Slime? It's like, well, not only do we have to wait if they do implement events returning, it'll be at least 6 months on top of that too, maybe. So it's
Yeah, there's a. I don't like. I like the FOMO aspect of having, like, oh, it's cool. I got to get this unit in this time. Let's grind it. It's fun. I got it in time. It's cool. But knowing that there's not like I kind of wish they had a different system where it was like after the event period is ended, it will take a different resource or a more expensive amount of resources to grind. Like maybe like there's a maybe they become fearsome foes, right? Like because we have a fearsome foe thing that only has 2 units that no one gives a shit about. Like, do you even remember this? Do you even remember this? If we come here to
oh yeah,
is it an
fearsome
event?
foe. God, I forgot about that.
Is it in events?
It's gotta
And it's
be.
it's bounty quest. Bounty quest. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So here we only have 2 units no one gives a shit about. So like the event units could go here, and maybe the stages cost like 40 stamina, something stupid because you missed out. Like I don't know, there's a way to get it. Like because it still has the FOMO because you don't want to spend an insane amount of resources to get the units, but it also doesn't completely cock block everyone that's ever
Yeah,
not played the
they
game.
did that
the
with
entire time.
Wordle, putting him into the hard mode story. It's not the best way to get him, and it's slowed, but you can get him now. You know.
But in a way, I feel like I'm just yelling into an echo chamber.
Yeah.
They already like it's unfortunate. This is one of the things that I dislike most about having a Japan and a global not being in sync. Like, yeah, there's some advantages. I don't want to say that being able to look forward isn't an advantage. Of course it is. But being able to look forward also means we know that they're not going to make any changes, right? Because they're not making. They already have it done. Like in other games, when the community gets together and demands changes, like you can usually get changes to happen.
Yeah.
But this is like we already are 6 months behind. They're gonna fall. Like maybe they'll make minor changes. Like they did launch the Dragon Quest 35th anniversary globally. We got a slightly worse event than they did, but like that was something that they didn't get at this point in the game, right? So that's a little bit different. So there's like some slight changes and things are kind of moving around here, but like nothing significant has changed. And I don't think anything significant will change whether we give them advice or not. Like, are they going to change the monetization? There's no fucking way. They're not going to change something. Like, I think they need to.
Yeah.
I think they need to add something that'll make global stand out from Japan and make it so understand that it's a different audience for a different, economic background, and that there's a way larger negative connotation with spending on gacha in our culture. But like, I don't think they're going to. And so but if we ever caught up to Japan and we were on the forefront with Japan, like I think that changes a lot because now while they're developing new things instead of just translating things, we have a chance to be like, hey, here's our priority list of things that we want to change. But that's one of the main reasons I want to catch up with Japan. But who knows? Who knows if we will? How long it'll take? Yada yada.
Yeah. But sir, that's somebody in the chat, in my chat, not yours, the good chat here, mentioned he's going to save his gems for the DQ5 event. Jacob, by the way. This game is starting to have it's starting to get must-have units. Would you agree with that? Now I know you don't look ahead as much, but you've maybe heard of Seraphy?
I know it's the human slime.
Yeah, it's the human slime. Well, she has an ability that will heal units automatically when they take a hit within range of her, I guess. I don't know exactly how it hits. I'm guessing it's the same kind of mechanic as Metal Dragon, but, for taking hits instead of giving them. But I've heard a lot. Not only does that sound insane, but there are people that Now, we know not to take everything as gospel for JP predictions, but a lot of people are claiming that she is mandatory for certain hard content. I don't know. And then Sorrow and a Stark, like it doesn't like compared to that, Sorrow doesn't even sound like Sorrow's game breaking, but you can live without him. It feels like, but now it's like I don't know. There's a unit after the anniversary that people are saying that we need. I don't really love that in a game, or the
I'm
fact that
always
in JP
I'm
recently they
always
made a caster that has a spell where the only thing special about the spell is that it goes through bounce. So it's just a unit that fixes the like it has right on it that it fixes the spell reflect problem. Not sure that I'm crazy about that. Huh.
I'm definitely skipping a Stark. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah,
Seraphy, I'm always skeptical when someone says a unit's mandatory. Like, it's one of my least favorite things because in a tactics game, nothing's mandatory. But this game has had a lot of like Hell Gladiator has been quote unquote mandatory for content. It's like mandatory unless you have overly broken units or something like that, right?
mm.
Um, and so I'm just kind of I'm skeptical if anyone said like, especially from a healer. Like I don't know what I need to see her whole kit to see why she'd be mandatory. But we have healers, we have cover tanks, right?
Yeah.
Like I could see a cover tank being more mandatory than a healer.
Well, it's free healing.
Yeah, but even then, like Emperor Slime has enough healing to heal for like 10 turns or something, like ridiculously long amounts of time. Maybe not literally 10 turns. That's a long time. But you know, I just
you start getting RNG with Emperor Slime. Yeah.
I have a hard time believing that unit's mandatory. Well, I'll judge it more when it comes up. I might get Seraph. I might not. I might get a Stark. I might not. I'm just gonna do, if I get lucky. I'm not gonna spend money on the game until it probably like I'll spend. Like I'm gonna buy the 6-month banner. I'm gonna do a full stamp card on the 6-month, right? Because it's a good way to. It's quote. It's you're spending $200 in a stupid game, but it's still like quote unquote value compared to normal. And I want to support the game that has given me a YouTube career as well.
Yeah.
Not career, but YouTube.
Opportunity.
Revenue. But like beyond that, I don't want to spend money in the game on anything. The game is not making it remotely tempting to spend money, and so I'm not gonna pull on these banner units. Like I'm not going to. I have no interest in them. I'll pull on super special banners. I might do an occasional paid banner. We have a 25% to get the banner unit, mostly just because it could be fun for a community. People like watching to see if you get it.
Yeah.
But like pulling a new banner unit. Like if I get a Stark and then I get Seraph, there's a part of me that goes like, fuck, now I need to get it to level 110. Great. Like I don't like having that feeling of like it's a chore to use the unit that I just got.
Yeah, it's a chore. It takes away from another unit. I mean, that's just another orb problem, but yeah, and it's plus I think that this game is going to start having. It's new to us on global. We just got the DQ35 banners for the first time with multiple things, but JP last month got a celebration event with a banner with a bunch of featured units on it again too. So I think that every 3 months or so we can start expecting what I'll just call a multi-banner, which seem to have a way better value. So, I don't know, like something like Seraphy seems to be game-breaking. Maybe that'll be the last unit that I, like, go for individually. Maybe not. Depends on my situation at the time. But, yeah, for the most part, I think maybe I'm just done going for individual banners outside of, the paid once-onlys. Maybe I'll be weak and stupid, but I think that the average player, the free-to-play especially, or the very casual light spenders, I think we're at the point where you should no longer spend on one banner, one unit banners.
Yeah, I like when I pull on a banner, there's not a single non-banner unit that I can be remotely excited about almost, right? Like I mean, yeah, I can get an S. Like I'm looking for some S units and stuff, but those are rare. But like I don't need mummy boys and stuff. I'm getting mostly silver Medini medals for my money, which is not worth it. So I'm just like it's weird that people that have played the game as long as us and have spent as much as we have feel like the least incentivized to spend money.
Yeah.
It's just it all boils down to the bad monetization, I think. And I want to be a player that wants to spend more money and wants to spend $50 a month or $100 a month on this game, but I'm not gonna. What am I getting? I'm
Yeah.
not getting anything I want.
By the way, that reminds me, talking about silver tickets and stuff. Um, I think I'll say it this way: I will be alarmed if there isn't a change to the general pool, and or like just a significant change in the way that the way scouting works in general. But yeah, if they don't change the general pool, lower rank and S ranks by the first year in Japan, I think that's reason for alarm. Do you have anything to say? I don't know.
Until I have a fully awakened White King, I don't want them to add any more units. I only have a one awakened White King, and I'm sick of it.
I
I
think
want a
mine just
fully
got to
awakened White
3.
King.
Yeah.
I have, you know what? 2 S units I have fully awakened. The
You have
2 S units I got fully awakened.
Oh, what do you have? I don't have any.
I have Nightclubber and King She Slime.
I think my King She Slime is at least 3. Maybe it's 4.
I even got my very first only metal S unit with a King She Slime. So I pulled 7 King She Slimes.
But okay,
Like I have a 3 awakened great, 3 awakened great dragon, 3 awakened metal dragon, 3 awakened. So I have like a lot of things that are fully or that have like 3 awakening. But fucking 1 awakening on White King. It's my most unawakened S unit besides Hybrid, but who cares?
man, you've had a little bit better luck than I have, I think. But, oh, that's another thing. Malcolm, fix this game. Why does it take me like a full minute to get in? I'm tired of waiting every time I want to look at my unit list.
This is what's so mind blowing to me, is I'm just asking for ways to spend money.
Yes.
I'm not asking for free shit. I'm not saying we need more stamina. We need more free orbs. I mean, I do think we need more orbs. I think we actually irises might be a bigger issue. But like more than anything, like I'm asking for ways to give the game money, and they're just not there. The only way to spend money is there should be like a few more steps of separation between the person that wants to spend a little bit and the person that it's like, because once you're at the point in the gacha where you're just buying gems to pull on banners without any discount, just full price 10 pulls, you're a whale at that point. Where's the people that don't want to go that far? Like, you get 1 paid banner, okay, that's a guaranteed S unit, okay, that's pretty good, but like then you could buy orbs, but it's just like, where's the stuff that I could buy on banners? Where's like, I don't know, there's like, just bring up My Hero, all right? There's a 100 million ways to spend $10 to $50 in that game. There's tons of ways to spend $10 to $50 in that game to make you walk up that ladder, to spend from 0 to whatever. And it's like, Dragon Quest doesn't have any of that. It's so bad at the monetization. It's like, I would love, just give me a way to spend money.
I know exactly what you're talking about, because maybe free-to-play guys don't understand. Like, just casual spenders like you and I, like, when we're really into a game, we really are like, what can I buy to pay to win myself through this game right now? Like, I actually want I want to be stupid and spend money today. And this game doesn't give you this, other than doing, overpriced gem sales for just a relatively crappy banner system right now.
No matter how much I want to spend money in this game, I am not gonna I'm not gonna buy 3,000 gems to do a 10 pull.
No,
because there's
God,
the chances of me getting anything I want is dog shit.
Yeah.
And so the only way I would do 10 pulls if I'm gonna do a full ticket, and I'm not gonna spend. I'm not like, I'm in the mood to be dumb. I'm not in the mood to be like absolutely reckless with my income. I'm not gonna spend $230 or whatever it is to get 1 guaranteed fucking King She Slime.
Yeah, it's like, you get like a 50-50 chance for the banner unit, I think. Through a full stamp card, I think about what it works out at.
Yeah, we just need, like, it was one of my early things, like, even when I started the game, is like, because they had the $1 bundle, they've had like a couple other bundles, and
by
like,
the way, that wasn't even
items, but
that's not even per account either. Like, that was like, I think that was like the first month only, that $1 bundle. So now if you just start today, you don't even have that temptation to start spending.
Like, there should be like there is this monthly orb thing, right? But there should be a weekly package in here. There should be like 3 monthly packages. Like, why it doesn't make any sense why there isn't like a.
They're always just barely like, I guess maybe I want that. I regret buying the ones with ability scrolls in it now, for sure.
Like, what if this monthly thing here, like, not this one, but there was like another monthly one that was like, oh, here is 2,000 gems, and you get a 10 pull for, I don't know, maybe it's generic banner, maybe it's one of the featured banners, but it's like, it's instead of 3,000 gems once a month, you get a 2,000 gem 10 pull, but it has to be paid gems. I'm like, yeah, a lot of people, like, even if I don't buy it every month, like, what are they losing by having shit like that? How
Yeah.
many, like, one of the main issues people have, from what I've seen, is like people can not pull for a month and be fine. When you do like one pull, and then you're like you didn't get what you want, then you're more tempted to keep pulling.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't. It's crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, they're
I
valuing
just
things too high, and they think that valuing it higher will get them more money, but really it's getting you 100% of nothing rather than 90% of, you know, what you're thinking. I don't know. That's a terrible way to describe. Yeah, they're getting less by trying for more. I mean,
yeah, and
it's pretty
hopefully
obvious.
hopefully they'll fix the monetization. I still think I think monetization is like might be one of the core issues of the game.
Mm,
I think not having enough game modes and monetization are the two deepest issues in the game total.
mm.
Like I think I think like yeah they're an issue, but more importantly I think it's like a seed of an issue that can grow. It kind of grows and affects everything in the game in a negative way, right? When people aren't tempted to spend money, suddenly people don't have as powerful units, and when people have as powerful units, content's harder to clear, and people clear less content, and but it's like a cascading effect. Because like if our version has people that stops clearing content, like if only 10% of players can actually clear the stuff, people are gonna be like, oh, I'm just done. All right, I can't even get the rewards because I can't do this thing.
Mm.
They've been pretty good with it so far, but as the gotchas get older, content's gonna get harder because they want people to spend money. It's just kind of part of the whole cycle. Um, and if people aren't spending money because they don't like the value, then suddenly we're not clearing content and the game can slowly start dying over time. This isn't even like, obviously better monetization equals more money, but beyond, I think it has much, much more profound effects than that alone. Um, so I think monetization and whatever the fuck the other thing I said was, I don't even remember. I'm so
Yeah.
on monetization right now.
I just realized, like, sorry, half the things we've talked about today just feel like beating a dead horse. Like,
Yeah. Well,
uh,
there's not news in the game right now. We know that Summerfest is coming up. We don't know fuck all about what's going to be in it. I know we could go look at the Summerfest in Japan, and we could literally maybe we should just
well,
start doing
no,
that. Just
no,
like,
you
hey,
can't. That's what I'm saying. Like when I don't want to say that I doubt Mad. When I say I don't know where he got his sources from, I mean Japan hasn't gone through summer yet, so we're not getting their summer event this year. Well, actually, no, the game started in July there. Maybe they did have something called Summerfest, but like that would have been for month 2 for them. The game started July 16th there. So I have no idea what event they're going to take things from for our Summerfest. That's what I keep saying.
yeah.
Like I have no idea what to expect.
So this is cool because like you like looking ahead.
Yeah.
Summer event was the second event in Japan. Okay, so we're just getting something way later. So is it going to be
Oh, see,
like
that's actually that's more disappointing. So
so I don't know. We could take even as someone that's looking forward. Like, but here's the thing: if it's the second in Japan, but it's like our sixth, there's no way it's going to be copied. Maybe they'll add another level of hard stages or something to it. But even that
uh,
adds more. Is there going to be
let's.
like other rewards or
I'm
like what's going to
sorry
be there?
not to
Because
be an
power
asshole,
creep.
but let's not have faith in Square. Honestly, I'm saying that the most negative way possible, but like I don't expect them to change it. If they're just copying the second event from there, I'm not expecting much. Um, and another thing that's bad about that is that we've just started hitting serious power creep with heroes actually aren't a big deal, but we got a Stark or sorry Sorrow. Um, the a
Yeah,
Stark is
Sorrow's a
coming
monster
soon.
right now.
Seraphy is probably about 2 months away because that came very early February, late January for Japan, so that's like 2 months from where we are now. Um, we're
I think
starting to get
Sorrow
serious
is
power creep.
yeah, I think Sorrow is the second like unit that's like, oh, this is a ridiculously powerful unit. I think Zoma was number one,
Oh yeah, Zoma,
and
yeah.
Sorrow is number two as like, all right, these units are just like better than all the other units in the game.
Mm.
Um, outside of that, like even like the heroes are powerful, but they're not like they're fine. You know,
Yeah,
they're not like you can't like they don't have like high HP, right? They're not like
yeah.
all rounders incredible.
But in
Um,
arena, they're just maybe not bad, but like they're not arena units. So
yeah,
PV and then PVE, it's like they're not doing anything especially amazing there so far. So yeah, but yeah, so don't mistake me saying that the Summerfest units will be useless. But with the new power creep like Juliante, I don't know really what she does. I've heard she's good, but
I
is she
watched
going
Matt's
to be good
video.
enough
I
to
don't
give a
remember it,
shit
but
about 5 minutes before the anniversary hits? Probably not.
I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me if she's literally the best unit in the entire game for the next 6 months. I'm not going to spend money on her because I don't want to spend money on the game right now.
Yeah.
I'm saving for the 6 month anniversary regardless because I know, like meta wise, gotchas use those kinds of things to as a big basis to judge their success on, right? Like, because that's where hype's at an all time high. You know, for like, oh, here's this really valuable banner, and so I would rather spend my money there versus even on a better unit.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to find the Dragon Quest. Like, I don't know the where to find the second event for Dragon Japan. I don't even know how to look up Japan stuff. I'm on not Japan Twitter.
Yeah, I could forward it to you if you want, but you're not interested, right?
Like, I mean, I'd rather you just look it up and you tell me. All right,
Yeah.
I'm on their wiki. I don't know how to read it. Do you have it? Do you garbage translate it?
Yeah, that's and you get English, and then it's like, oh man, you wish it was as good as standard English. What are you on the
Google
game website?
Translate page. I don't know. I just Googled Japan thing. So we're going to Google Translate URL. No, no, no. Google Translate URL. Translate web iTools. Do this.
Well, I think I'm gonna.
Oh,
Should we end the
translate.
official podcast here? We're at 91 minutes.
Well, let's wrap it up. Let's see if
Okay.
there's what's our final topic? Let's do questions.
Questions? Okay.
Sorry for
Um.
bitching about the game. I maybe next week we just talk about the shit we like about the game.
Yeah.
I
We.
could talk a lot about how much I love the actual gameplay of the game, how much I love the free to play aspects of the game, how much I think it's really fun and cool to collect units and get them fully awakened, and I love battle roads. There's a lot I love about the game, so which is why I focus on I want to focus on the things I want to fix because it feels kind of like you as an individual it feels less interesting to talk about the things you like because you know what you like and you
Mm,
don't care if it changes. But as a viewer, I got to remember to be more balanced,
yeah.
just
Well,
in
I.
general.
I feel bad. I came into today's podcast with. I started with like, what the hell do you want to talk about, Platt? Like, I guess that's a topic is that there was nothing to talk about this week, but that's just more whining. Yeah, exactly. So,
I think I have even a stronger case than Chase when it comes to saying I love the game
mm,
because I actually like doing battle road eights. Battle
mm,
roads has been my favorite part of the game since the game started.
mm. Yeah,
Always and forever. It's like it's well for lots of reasons, but like the reason I don't like EX fights as much as I like battle road. I'd rather have really hard battle road fights than really hard EX fights personally.
mm,
And maybe it changes because really hard EX fights are it's like a puzzle, right? But it's a puzzle where you could change the pieces and then you could change the size of the pieces you bring. It's
yeah,
like that's a lot of variables. When you have a battle road that's really hard, the game gives you all the pieces. Here's all the pieces you need, and yeah, like I said, you could change the size of the pieces in terms. That metaphor means like you could change how strong they are.
yeah,
But you at least have the right pieces for the puzzle in the first place.
mm. Yeah. It's nice when you've only got like you pick 5 of 8 units. Like you can only mess up so much. But
All right. Any questions today? Let's take a look. What happened to Laliette? Laliette is dead. Did anyone ever explain why he left? Because he was murdered? No, I'm joking. Laliette just doesn't want to do the podcast. His
mm.
basically
He
his
thinks
family
kids are
was
more
like, hey,
important than Dragon Quest, which is
he made the personal decision to spend more time with his IRL family instead of his digital family, which is totally fine.
mm,
Um, Super lucky I managed to dodge running into Sorrow in the arena. Yeah, I avoid Sorrow like the plague because mine's only 90.
mm,
I've got a Slime Girl on my Japan alt. Won't be as lucky as NA. You might be.
yeah. Jacob
Yeah.
point. Sorry. Oh, was it?
No, I was just gonna say, if you have questions, feel free to get them in. We'll answer questions, I think, for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Jacob pointed out, now this is old news for a lot of us, but maybe you've forgotten already. Maybe other people don't know. Jacob pointed out in my stream that we will also get Nimzo, nobody cares, and the Three Brides. Here's the thing about the Three Brides is, I mean, well, I'm starting to speculate more that maybe we'll get screwed, but Japan, when they got the Three Bride banners from Dragon Quest V, they got an item called the Water Ring, I believe, that let them choose one of the brides for free, like one of the gotcha banner units for free.
Pick one. I think I'll be shocked if we don't get that. We'll definitely get it.
I would be shocked too, but I'm also waiting for it. But that's just doom and gloom here.
Yeah, actually, yeah, Laliet did start an anime podcast with a friend. Basically, he had to choose which podcast to do, and he was more interested in the anime one.
But he started with Fruits Basket. I didn't watch it. I just know that he did something about Fruits Basket. Like,
look, he's a bit of a weeb, all right.
He's
I'll
a
admit
cage
it.
fighter, bro. What WTF?
All right, I'm trying to look up right now summer event. I can't figure this shit out on this fucking translated page. I don't even know. I'm trying to find out where the events are, and I can't find them.
What I do is I go through their article history.
That's what I tried, but it's like the second event. I have to go back like a year, and I can't find it. All right. How many Orochi stages did I clear? So far, I've cleared 7. I have not yet attempted 8. I might attempt 8 on tomorrow's stream. We will find out. But as of today, I'm okay with just having 7.
All right. Let me see. Here. Click the link I just sent you in Discord.
Yeah, better not be fucking porn. Is this your grinder? Oh my god.
It's not grinder. It's just my dick pic, just on its own.
It's not translated. What the fuck am I supposed to do about this?
Google translates it automatically. Just hit the Google.
No, it doesn't. I don't have that button. I have to go to a different web page to have Google translate it.
Okay, boomer.
I don't know how I don't have a web add-on. I don't know what the fuck that is.
All right. I don't know. It just works on my laptop, man. It just translates automatically. Let me see. In Dragon Quest, you could choose a wife. You will definitely be able to get one of them for free. I would think so. Yeah.
I'd be shocked.
Christian says hello. Hello.
Honestly shocked.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Juliante boss battle. Juliante. So Juliante came before Queen Slime.
Yes. Yeah, so the slime event must have been like their 3rd event or something. It's hard to say.
But it's funny. Here's a guide. There's a guide that came out August 13th. How to deal 500 damage. That must be old. For sure.
Well, some of those articles are tough because like they update them. So like if you're looking at the thing for like, oh, how do you take on Cave of Trials? It's like, oh, well, just bring just bring all these like units that came out last month in Japan. It's like, oh, thank you.
All right, let's take a look. So there's going to be a Juliante EX fight. On I don't know the day, but it looks like there's event missions, a boss battle, a login bonus, and event quest. So a full-on event worth of stuff. And then the week later, they're going to add boss battle quests and an EX Juliante fight. There will also be a 2 new A units, from what I see, and orbs. At least 1 orb.
Oh, geez, that's another thing. I mean, they're gonna we're now in the meta where we need more than 1 orb per event. Are they gonna update that in the Summerfest? I don't know.
Okay, so it looks like we're going to get at least 2 new A monsters and 2 new A equipment, and a new banner, and some orbs. So huge. It's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be tons of stuff to do, tons of stuff to grind. I'm very excited to get the Yaki corn and the festival fan, and there's gonna be a food stall ghost and a what's the other A unit? So a white king, but an A white king.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what he does. He looks like one of those casters.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, well, we are not getting any questions in chat, so I think I'm going to wrap up the recording.
All right, is demonic devastation potency better than agility on sorrow nails? That's what I'm going to go for. I don't want I have a sorrow, and I have Sorrow. I'm gonna hopefully get him to Awakening 3 before the event ends if I get lucky with my tickets. Um, so I personally don't think I need agility on it. We just got Golden Claws, which adds like 80 agility to a unit if you fully roll that for agility, and I don't feel like I need the redundancy of having multiple of those.
Yeah.
But we will see. Question for Platt. I'm free to play. I got a level 94 Awakened Night Clubber. Should I use my next orb on him? Clubber aside, my most awakened S unit is White King to awaken. Do not use your orb on Night Clubber. Night Clubber might be the single worst S unit in the entire game, and I think that the chances that you'll need to use him is very, very low. Again, we could talk about Chase has mentioned that his defense is so high, there might be content he's good in, but
That's whale only stuff, yeah.
He currently is whale only stuff. White King should be, if you're going to max out a unit, White King is way better. White King to awaken is insanely powerful. It will help you with all your content. Because even he's got Zamel, he's got Swoosh, very powerful. Skip the Night Clubber. It's unfortunate that you have 5 of them, 4 Awakened and the original. But White King is very good. Use that.
Although I'll tell you, I bet Night Clubber. I don't know. I'm not. Don't orb him. Do not orb him. Man, now the talent bloom system is like, what are they gonna do with him? Because this is the first stage of talent bloom. The way these things usually go is, they keep up with the meta. So if you're disappointed that one of your favorites didn't get bloomed yet, first of all, it means they didn't suck, generally. Second, when they do get their bloom talents, they're going to be even more awesome. So
yeah, actually, I want to look at the next. What's a good maybe Leery Lout? Oh my god, I want to see Leery Lout's bloom.
Oh my god,
that would be crazy.
It'll have.
I think Bubble Slime needs a bloom. I think Bubble Slime is one of the worst E units, man. That guy, yeah. Bubble Slime's poison attack isn't even his signature.
Here's Bubble Slime's bloom. He becomes an A rank and gets King Bubble Slime's leader skill. There you go.
Exactly. Thank you. Give E ranks leadership abilities, just for a meme. I don't even care. Talent Bloom is not coming anytime soon. Are 75 A type books enough for now, each type, or should I farm more? Farm until you cannot farm anymore. There's literally nothing else to spend your stamina on right now, other than awakenings for units that you're not going to want to use anyway, probably. Just get the books.
Yeah. What units, even if you can't afford to do them right now, what are your favorite units that you haven't even gotten close to maxing their abilities? Get that. Also, typeless tomes seem to be the most... There are a lot of typeless A rank skills. Maybe they're not the best ones, but there are a lot of them. And then B and C's, there are a buttload of typeless B and C skills. So if you want to go manual, if you're not just skip ticketing like I am right now, I think that the 8 and 12 point stam normal stages, if you feel like just grinding manually, or at least just not using skip tickets, I would suggest the typeless beans, ultra and super, whatever, I don't know, the 12 and 8 point stage stam stages. Do those, because you never have too many B and C type typeless tomes, right?
Absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Especially C tomes, like the typeless C are the only good C tomes, because like Sweet Breath, like Blunt, Buff, all these insanely powerful, potent effects are C tomes.
Which I had
if you have like an extra 500 of them, it doesn't matter.
I had a buttload of those for a while, and then we needed to start using, Blunt and the other abilities that you just mentioned. Like it's like, Sweet Breath, Snooze. It's like, I need a shitload of typeless C tomes. So yeah.
Maybe Mummy Boy is my favorite unit that isn't maxed out. He only has he only has the Dark Spike +5, but mine is obviously fully awakened because he's a gacha unit. He is fully maxed out, but the Dark Spike +5, he's like one of the units that just punches up like hardcore. This is like an A unit almost. Like he hits hard, he moves fast. The only bad thing about him is agility's low, so he misses in really hard content. Also, are they all C units that I'm actually talking about? Yeah, I mean C units. Like, you got to look at C units, man. C units aren't scrubs for non-arena content. Like the fact that Closserer is the #1 Frizzle unit in the game outside of number one Frizzle Frizzle, like the actual ability Frizzle,
Yeah.
he's the number one in the game. Like, yeah, Dragon Lord has better frizz damage, but as far as Frizzle, no one does it better than Philosopher in the entire game because of the potency bonus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's, I mean, if you're looking at like maybe a 10-round fight or something like that, Dragon Lord's still probably better because he can just use Frizzle, but he doesn't have, you know, if you're making the argument that he'll, you know, still get some rounds of Frizzle, it's like, well, if you're going for like 10 rounds, maybe you just need Frizzle every single turn, and it's going to be better from Philosopher than even Dragon Lord. It's crazy.
Yep. Oh, we're getting Demon Beast fragments. Are Demon Beasts just beasts in Japan?
It's probably a translation error, but yeah, it's probably just Demon or Beast.
No, it's probably just Beast, I think. Yeah. That's gonna be nice. Getting 30 more Beast fragments. Someone wants to ask, do I ever farm for Battle Road units? Yes. Battle Road 8 is very difficult, and I feel like a lot of time getting units up. I never farm to Awaken 5 on units for like normal ones because that's just so much stamina, and I'm doing books right now. But I will frequently farm to Awaken 4 because that does give them the double resistances, and a lot of times, obviously in the battle roads, the enemies are fighting specifically with the element that your units resist, so a 75% resistance is very, very good.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, you know, I don't. If you want to stay on live, we should. But why don't we just put some closers for the recording? If you want to keep answering
closers.
Yeah, I don't know. Just say goodbye or whatever. Like.
Okay. I'm gonna answer one last question, and then we'll do an official sign out.
Okay. Well, we can still keep answering questions, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just want to answer this one because it's right here, and I already read it. And it's in my head. How do you have time to level experience Hoodlum? He has no battle road because I have a team of units that I'm leveling constantly, and I purposely put this unit in there because he was one of the 2 new units in the story, and I wanted to see if he would be good because he seemed like he would be good. So I just put him in all my daily EXP grinds. Now that he is 4 Awakening, C6, level 85, I have determined that he's not that good. Unfortunately, he's only got 267 attack. However, because he has Aeolan Slash and he does resist Bang Zap, there is definitely going to be a situation where he's good. I don't know where he's going to be good yet, but Aeolan Slash with if this guy's going to be my carry, you could put on a flail on him and he could still do some good damage, but he kind of sucks. But anyway, so that's going to be the sign out. We're going to end the podcast there, right? Guys,
yeah, we can still stay live just for the recording. That's all. So, yeah.
We're going to end the podcast here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate it. Chase and Platt. I mean, I'm Platt.
I'm Chase.
And what's the name of our podcast?
The DQT podcast with Platt and Chase.
The Dragon Quest Tact podcast, the DQT podcast with Platt and Chase is signing out. Thank you so much for watching, guys.
Patreon in the description. Go do it. Yes, thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a good week. We'll see you next week.